Welcome to This Explainer. I'm going to be your personal career coach today. Look, we've all been hearing absolutely nonstop about AI lately. And if you're tuning in, you've probably thought about learning it, or maybe you're already in the thick of it, just trying desperately not to fall behind. I want to set a really empathetic but firm tone right from the start here. So many junior developers are stuck in this awful cycle of incredibly high effort with zero actual results. You are working your tail off, but you aren't getting hired. So today, we're going to unpack exactly why you're stuck in your AI journey, and much more importantly, how we're going to break you out of it. Let me ask you a very direct question right out of the gate. Are you actually learning AI, or are you just watching it? A lot of people think learning AI means binge watching tutorials, buying another course, and playing around with literally every single new tool that drops on a random Tuesday. And sure, for a little while, it feels like progress. But when you step back and really look at it, you realize you aren't actually any closer to building something entirely on your own. It's so frustrating because, hey, you're putting in the hours, right? But the results just aren't there. Well, spoiler alert, it is not because AI is too hard, and it's certainly not because you aren't capable. It's just because of a few simple, kind of hidden mistakes you're probably making without even realizing it. Okay, here's our game plan for our one-on-one session today. We're going to hit 5 things. First, the illusion of progress. Second, mastering Python and systems. Third, ditching generic resume projects. Fourth, choosing a specific AI role. And fifth, the 6 to 9 month timeline. Let's dive right in. All right, section 1, the illusion of progress. We need to talk about consumption versus execution. This is the very first trap almost everyone falls into, watching tutorials and finishing online courses. It gives you this massive dopamine hit. It feels super productive, like you're totally mastering the subject. But honestly, it's a complete illusion. Real learning starts the exact second you close that tutorial, open your code editor, and try to execute. Because what happens? You immediately get stuck. You have to debug. You actually have to think critically. And that struggle, that exact moment of frustration, is where the actual skill acquisition is taking place. So, the absolutely crucial point here is this. There is a massive difference between understanding a concept and being able to build something from scratch. If you're spending hours consuming AI content, but you haven't built a real functioning project yourself, there's a huge glaring gap in your skill set. So please, instead of asking yourself what course to buy next, ask yourself, what can I build today with the knowledge I already have? Moving on to section 2, rebuilding the foundation. We're talking about mastering Python and systems and dodging the trap of skipping the basics. These 4 pillars right here, they are entirely non-negotiable. Look, a lot of developers jump straight into the shiny new tools. They plug a few APIs together and think, hey, I'm an engineer. But the second a model breaks in production, they are completely lost. And failing to fix a broken model isn't a capability problem. It's a fundamental problem. If you don't deeply understand Python, or how data actually flows through your pipelines, or basic model mechanics and system design, you're essentially building a house on sand. Because here is the absolute, unvarnished truth about the tech industry. Tools are going to keep changing, but fundamentals stay with you. What is massively popular today could literally be outdated by tomorrow morning. But if you have strong fundamentals, adopting to a new tool takes days, not months. Mastering these core systems is the real secret to long-term technical success and bulletproof career confidence. All right, section 3, the recruiter's lens. Let's talk about ditching those generic resume projects. This is the mistake that quietly kills your chances before you ever even get a callback. If your resume features the Titanic survival dataset or Boston house pricing or just a basic email spam classifier, you are actively making yourself invisible. Recruiters literally see the exact same Titanic dataset 10,000 times a week. And in the industry, we know that that data is perfectly pre-cleaned. It completely sidesteps all the messy, real-world data wrangling skills that hiring managers actually need you to have. To get hired, you need projects that solve real problems or unique niche tools. Recruiters simply don't reward effort, guys. They reward uniqueness. So how do we fix this? Just follow these 3 steps. First, identify a real-world problem in your life or your industry. Second, build a unique AI solution for it. And hey, it's okay if it's scrappy at first. Third, frame the project around its measurable impact. Don't just list off the Python libraries you used. Say something like, I built an automated script that reduced local community board email sorting time by 40%. See the difference? That proves to a hiring manager that you aren't just someone who writes code, you are someone who solves problems. Which brings us right into section 4, clarity and focus. It is time to choose a specific AI role. The root cause of all those generic projects we just talked about, it's a fundamental lack of clarity. People always say, "Oh, I want a job in AI." But AI is not a single job role. It is a massive, sprawling field with entirely different career paths. A data scientist analyzes data for business insights. A machine learning engineer scales models into production. An AI researcher invents new architectures. A data engineer builds the actual pipelines that feed the models. Every single one of these paths requires vastly different technical skills. If you don't pick one, you're just going to end up learning randomly, building randomly, and applying randomly. And the result? You get rejected consistently. So here's your fix. Step 1, pick one specific role, right now. Step 2, only learn the skills strictly aligned with that role. Step 3, build projects that prove you can do that specific job. And step 4, apply with a laser-focused resume. Finding that clarity stops the cycle of rejection because you finally know exactly what you need to learn and, honestly, what you need to ignore. And finally, Section 5, the roadmap. Let's break down the 6 to 9 month timeline. Okay, time for a bit of a reality check. Most people start off super strong, but when they don't have a job offer in 30 days, they lose momentum and they just quit. Look, building a career in AI takes a solid 6 to 9 months of consistent effort. Month 1, that's just about escaping tutorial hell, actually building things and learning how to debug. By month 3, you're mastering Python and your system fundamentals. By month 6, you're finally swapping out those generic projects for a real, impact-focused portfolio. And by month 9, you are genuinely job ready. The people who make it in this industry are rarely the smartest people in the room. They are simply the ones who absolutely refuse to quit when progress feels a little slow. Which brings us to one of my all-time favorite takeaways. Consistency always beats intensity in the long run. Going absolutely crazy, coding for 14 hours a day for one single week, only to burn yourself out for a month, that's going to get you nowhere. The real difference in the AI job market today is simply between the people who actively build consistently over time and the people who just passively consume. So let's wrap up this explainer with a provocative question. And I want this to push you out of passive mode right this very second. If you had to start building today, like right now, what real-world problem would you solve? Seriously, think about it. Actually, you know what? Better yet, go open your code editor right now and start mapping it out. Stop watching, start executing, stick to your chosen path, and I promise you that job offer is going to follow. Thanks so much for joining me today, and get out there and start building.